This whole thing is going to take, what, 90 minutes, Professor?
Yeah, well, the shadow's racing across the country. It's moving almost as fast as the moon moves in its orbit, but it's a little bit slower because the Earth's rotating in the same direction. So the Earth's keeping up a little bit, but the moon is just racing across. The moon's got a long way to go in its orbit every month, and we're seeing that right here.
Okay, so Andy, what are scientists hoping to learn from this eclipse? I mean, there's so much work being done across the country right now today.
Right. Most of what people are doing, as I said, most of the science is really trying to understand the corona and the prominences in the corona. So the corona was discovered first in an eclipse, and it's a region outside the solar, what we call the photosphere, what we can see from the sun. But okay, that's Bailys beads. Right, so this was quite important at one stage, understanding Bailys beads. These are places where you can still see the surface of the sun through lunar valleys, between the lunar peaks. And
so it basically looks like a string of beads around.
It looks like a string of beads because you've got all of the mountaintops pointing up. And so they cover out to the very edge of the photosphere, the edge of the visible sun, but the valleys are still in sunlight.
Now, what makes a total eclipse so much more significant to the scientific community than a partial eclipse?
Okay. It's because you really can block out the disk of the sun and see this area called the corona, this very, very hot region around the sun. And the reason scientists are particularly interested in that is pretty personal, because that is the part of the sun that generates stellar flares and solar, what we call coronal mass ejection events, which send these billion-ton blobs of plasma to the Earth. And if they hit us, it completely disrupts the electrical grid. Fortunately, we haven't been hit by one for a long time. The last time was back in the 1800s, and it basically fried the telegraph network in the US.